part 4 of this Cafe Racer build is going to be polishing up the motor. It's actually in really good shape. You just got some of the tarnishing that just takes away some of the shine. You can kind of just see there's some like bumpiness here, a little bit of tarnishing just on the aluminum case, all around the motor itself. There's also, just some dirt and some grease that's been like on the fins here of the motor. I actually started doing a little bit of work to it, just like in between when I got bored working on other stuff, to start cleaning it up. And I actually started polishing the top of the motor, the valve case, cover case here, just using a wire brush. I was actually just using just a small wire brush here that I attached to the drill, and just running the wire brush all around, trying to keep in the same direction on the top of the motor, and you can kind of see it cleaned up pretty good. Obviously there are some crevices that are really hard to get into, obviously around by the intakes, and you can still see some grease and stuff down there. So I got to get in there a little bit closer, and I'm planning on actually using a small abrasive on a Dremel tool too, to try to get into those crevices a little bit easier, clean them out with a wire brush. But I just want to kind of just bring out a little bit more of the shine on this. But you can just see the difference here. Like the luster is really kind of gone from the case, and then on the top it just looks much shinier. I'm not looking for a perfectly shiny looking motor. It doesn't need to be super chrome, but if I can get the whole motor looking like I did here on the top, it'll actually look really nice. Now I took off the cover that goes around the sprocket and the chain. This was full of grease. I cleaned it all out. I cleaned up the gasket that goes on here, and I'm obviously going to polish this too. This side is actually a little bit worse as far as the tarnishing goes. You can really see that there. So if I can polish that up with the wire brush on the drill and the Dremel and really bring out that shine, it'll start to look nice. Also on the bottom of the motor there's still a lot of debris and dirt, so cleaning this up is the next step to get it ready to be mounted back in once all of the frame pieces are put together. So I'm gonna start to buff this out a little bit more, but you can kind of see here's the before, and then I'll add a little bit more to this this part once the polishing is done. But it'll come together, look pretty nice once the polishing is all set. I may actually also do some soda blasting if need be, especially to get into some of those small crevices within the fins down in there. That might need a little bit of an air-powered touch, but we'll see once I start to get into it. But the goal is to get it to look like how I made the top, all nice and shiny. Already, I need to do a quick update because just doing the wire brush lightly on the cover, you can already see the amazing difference and how much it's cleaned up. The old tarnishing on the bottom here, and then just lightly with the wire brush across the top. It's shiny, it's clean. Obviously, it looks like it was run over with a wire brush. So it's going to have that brushed metal look to it. If you're looking for something super smooth, you're going to need to do a little more detailing maybe on the sanding. But I kind of like this look. I kind of like this brushed metal look. It's kind of cool. So I'm going to keep going and get all this finished up. But, I'm hoping that the whole thing, including this area, the top, the side of this, is all going to have this nice brush look to it. And even the logo looks so much cleaner. I need to get in there a little bit with that Dremel, get a little bit more detail in those small crevices. But otherwise, look at that difference already. It looks so nice. Easy this is to get this polish. You don't even have to press very hard. Just watch how it comes off. That's just with one hand. I'm holding the other hand. The other hand's holding the camera, and just pushing lightly with this wire brush gets that much of that grime and that old metal off. Pretty interesting. There you have it. The polished, brushed down, beautiful, looks brand new cover for the chain side of the motor. So again, to do this, steel brush, then Dremel, abrasive pad, and then a little bit less abrasive pad to kind of finish it off. And now it's all nice, pretty uniform. It's got that brush look. I still kind of like this look. Different shines from different angles looks good, and you can just tell the difference between this cover and then the cover that's still on the motor and how much newer and shinier it looks. So the whole motor will eventually have this nice shiny aluminum look, and that's the next step, is to go through and finish doing the rest of the motor. So I'm going to need to pick up some more Dremel pads and some more wire brushes because I've got a lot to do. But I'll do another little piece of this at the end of this shot to show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so I just finished doing the soda blasting on the motor, and it's not as good as I had hoped it was going to be as far as cleaning out a little more bits of the gunk that was in the fins. It's really hard to get. But overall, the polishing I did with the wire brushes and the Dremel tool really helped to get it kind of to where I wanted anyway. This project doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but I was hoping that I was going to get a little bit more out of my homemade soda blasting gun that I put together. And this is really simple. In case anybody's wondering, I just took a piece of hose and put the little needle blaster inside of it, cut a slit, put some tape around it, and then ran the tube actually directly into a box of baking soda. The way it works is when you start shooting out the air from the hose, it actually sucks up using reverse pressure baking soda all the way through the hose and then shoots it out. And so I was able to shoot the motor like this and shoot baking soda on it. I don't know if it actually did anything. I mean, the fins look clean, and it's shiny from the polishing I did before. So I'm going to call it good. I'm sick of working on this part, and I'll say the motor is done.